Hey, it's Emily and welcome to a brand new video, and today I'm going to be talking about the oldest books on my TBR. So in front of me I have 8 books that have been on my TBR the longest, and hopefully this will motivate me to read them soon. Some of them I've forgotten what they're even about, so it's definitely time for me to go through and look at them again. Make them a priority, and if I have no interest in reading them anymore, then just get rid of them, because some of them have been on there nearly a decade. So they've been on there a while. But yeah, I think without further ado, let's jump on into this list of 8 books, see if I still actually have an interest in them. There's no particular order to how I'm going to go through these. This isn't the order I've got them in, like from oldest to youngest. Youngest to newest? Oldest to newest. The first one I'm going to talk about is Ready Player One. Now I got this when I was in sixth form, before there was a movie, I think. Yeah, soon to be a major movie. I was in an online book club in, I want to say 2017 maybe, and this was one of the books that got picked. The online book club didn't last very long, however, some of the other books that we read together ended up being like 5 stars. So Red Rising, All the Light We Cannot See, and this was one of them, and I downloaded the audiobook. I still have it in my Audible library, but I just never got around to reading it and just haven't had the intrigue. I would like to at least give it a go at some point this year, and if it's still not my thing, then I'll just unhaul it. I've not even watched the movie. I don't even know what it's about, apart from it's about a video game. But we'll see. I do want to give it a go, just because it is such like a favourite for a lot of people. So yeah, definitely need to read this soon. And then we'll go from there. Whether I pick up the sequel or not, we'll see. It does say Willy Wonka meets the Matrix, so yeah, intriguing. But I just have never reached for it, and it's just like the font is literally tiny, so it's been daunting, and just yeah, never got around to it. But I keep it on my shelves just in case. But yeah, this has been on my shelves since 2017, so that's like 8 years. 8 years I've had this on my shelf, so yeah, not off to a great start, but I still want to read it because sometimes I do like a good sci-fi. So the next book I'm going to mention, you may know if you've been around BookTube for like 8 years as well. This is Because You Love to Hate Me. Now this is a collection of short stories by an array of authors. Each story is kind of like blurbed by a booktuber from the time. So I think this came out in 2017. Yeah, 2017, and I bought it when it came out. I remember being so excited for it because some of the booktubers that I followed at the time, they had written parts of this. The authors in here are like really big names. We have, let's have a look, Renée Ahdieh, Susan Dennard, Marissa Meyer, Victoria Schwab, Samantha Shannon, Adam Silvera, Nicola Yoon, loads more, the list goes on. I think each author paired up with a booktuber at the time, and they kind of wrote the story together. I don't really know, to be honest. But it's a YA short story collection about different villains, so whether they're from fairy tales, Disney stories. But yeah, some of the booktubers were like Christine Riccio, Reagan from Peruse Project, Jessie from Jessie the Reader, Sasha Olsberg, Zoe from Read by Zoe, who hasn't posted in a long time. But there's so many good names in here that I just haven't been able to let go of it yet. So I'm holding out that I'll still enjoy this. I think what I should just do is just pick this up one story at a time and go from there, because I am intrigued to see what like these authors and booktubers have come up with together. So there we go, 13 Tales of Villainy. That's the second book on this list. Okay, the next one I've had on my list for probably about 8 years as well, and that is The Bourne Identity by Robert Ludlum. This is the first book in the Jason Bourne universe series. I actually did start this, but it's quite thick, quite dense, and I think I only got maximum 100 pages in, maybe even just 50 pages in, because it starts differently to the movie, and I think that threw me when I bought it. I was a teenager, I loved the Jason Bourne movies, the ones with Matt Damon in, and I thought, oh, I'll start reading the books. They were chunky. I don't think I've ever read a book this thick at that point as a teenager, but I have a feeling this is going to be a book I do actually really enjoy as an adult, probably more so. So I think it was a case of like wrong time, right book, wrong time. I just think I never made it to like the actual action of the book when I tried it the first time. But yeah, this has been on my shelves for like 8 years now, and I think it's coming up to its time. It's nearly its time. So yeah, I think I might need to rewatch the movies and then pick this up. If you don't know what this is about or haven't seen the movies, Jason Bourne, played by Matt Damon in the movies, is found floating in the sea. Nobody knows who he is. He's kind of like rescued, and he has a sort of like thing implanted underneath his skin, like a little bit of film. On this film, there's like numbers, and it leads to a bank account in Zurich for an account of someone named Jason Donovan. That's where this man finds out his name's probably Jason Bourne, and there's $4 million in this bank account. And now he's being attacked by assassins. So he's finding out who he is, why these people are after him, and yeah, it's just action. And I'm sure I'll really enjoy it once I actually pick it up. But yeah, that's the next book I definitely need to get to. And yeah, has been on my TBR for way too long. I'm just waiting for the right time. Next up, we have the book that's quite possibly the book that's been on my TBR the longest, as I got it as soon as it came out, and that is All Fall Down by Ali Carter. I actually entered into a competition on Twitter, and I got like a little goodie bag, like with pin badges on for it and everything. So I have had this literally since it came out in 2015. I wanted this because I really liked the Gallagher Girls series. I read them as a teenager and have actually since reread them as an adult, but I just never read anything else by Ali Carter. This says on the back, Grace is absolutely certain of 3 things. She isn't crazy, her mother was murdered, and someday she's going to find the man with the scar and then she's going to make him pay. It is book 1 in the series. I don't know how long the series is, but I've been meaning to pick this up for a long time, and I know it will be such a quick, easy read. I just need to do it, and I'm sure I'll still enjoy it because even as an adult, when I reread the Gallagher Girls series, I still had a fun time. So yes, that's the next book on this list. This was actually in a video about 2 years ago of these books will self-destruct in a year. I still haven't read it. I haven't unhauled it. I still have hope. I still have hope. But yes, moving on to a romance, I think, that I've had on my TBR since I was probably about 16, 17. So 9 years at least. And that is Songs About a Girl by Charlie Russell. I know this was on my TBR for Booktubeathon in like 2018. And even then I remember thinking, gosh, this has been on my shelves forever. It says on the front, for anyone who dreams of saying I'm with the band. I think I will like this. Fairly recently I read My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. I feel like this gives off the same sort of vibes. The font is massive, even though it is quite chunky. But I don't even know what this is about anymore. Charlie Bloom never wanted to be with the band. She's happiest out of the spotlight, behind her camera, unseen and unnoticed. But when she's asked to take backstage photos for a hot new boy band, Fire and Lights, she can't pass up the chance. Catapulted into a world of paparazzi and backstage bickering, Charlie soon becomes caught between gorgeous but damaged frontman Gabriel West and his boy next door bandmate Ollie Sampson. Is it going to be like a love triangle? Then, as the boys' rivalry threatens to tear the band apart, Charlie stumbles upon a mind-blowing secret hidden in the lyrics of their songs. Oh my goodness. But like the font genuinely is like massive, so I feel like I should pick this up soon and get this off my TBR. But this has been on my shelves nearly a decade. Nearly a decade. When did it even come out? 2016, so it must have been about then. Wow, 9 years. Right, moving on swiftly. The next one I have is a hardback that I was so excited for when it came out, and that is Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zusak. Now, I read The Book Thief by the author, really loved it, and suddenly was like, I need to get all his books. I have not read a single one of his books apart from The Book Thief since. I have I Am the Messenger on my shelf as well, but I asked for this for Christmas and I wanted it so bad because it was like a signed edition. I have no clue at all what this book is about. At all. Not in the slightest. So this came out in 2018, so it's not quite as old as the others. That's still 7 years. That's still 7 years on my TBR. I'll just read a tiny little snippet on the inside. It says, Bridge of Clay is about a boy caught in a current, a boy intent of destroying everything he has in order to become everything he needs to be. Ahead of him lies the bridge, the vision that will save both his family and himself. It will be a miracle and nothing less. But it's just such a chunky book. It's such a chunky book and I'm so intimidated by it. I would still like to read it one day, you know? It's a signed edition. I've had it for like 7 years. I must read it soon. I must. I can't keep holding on to it for much longer. But it's a pretty book. I just still don't really know what it's about. I just was like, Marcus Zusak, signed edition. I want it for Christmas. Still haven't read it. Also next is another book that I've had on my TBR probably since like 2016 maybe. When did it come out? 2016. So I reckon about then. And that is Consumed by Abby Rushton. I couldn't tell you anything about this book, don't know what it's about. I just know it was a case of going into Waterstones as a teenager and just picking 2 books off the buy one get one half price. Once again, the font is massive and it shouldn't take me too long to read. I think it's a young adult like mystery thriller. I don't know. It could be more contemporary. I really don't know. Milo used to love spending Milo used to love spending long hot days on the beach with her sister, Asha, until the day Asha was taken from her and the sun went out forever. That was 2 years ago. Milo hasn't been down to the beach or even left the house since. Crippling agoraphobia and panic attacks keep her locked inside a nightmare of the day she can never forget. Her main contact with the outside world is online until she meets Jamie. Jamie is new in town and also struggles with things most people find easy. Nobody gets why it's so hard for him to eat, but like Mila, Jamie is trapped by his fears and feels anxious, awkward and alone. Gradually, the pair begin to trust each other. Are they willing to reveal their secrets and risk discovering the truth, or will they let their pasts consume them for good? So yeah, probably wouldn't have reached for this anymore. I probably wouldn't reach for this today. I mean, I'm intrigued to see how it's handled. But yeah, I just need to get it off my TBR. Hopefully I'll read it soon. I have had it literally like 9 years. So it definitely needs to either be unhauled or read soon. So maybe this autumn I'll give it a go. And if I don't like it, then I can just unhaul, you know? And then we got one last book, and that is Sleep Up by J.D. Fennell. I have not read this. I got this at the ABAs, whenever the ABAs was this year. I reckon it's either 2017 or 2018 one. When did this come out? It came out in 2017, so I reckon it could be the 2018 ABAs. This, I think, is like a young adult. It was almost giving like Alex Rider vibes, I think. I picked this up and I met the author, chatted to him. Like, I've got it signed and dedicated. Lovely guy. I just haven't read it yet and I don't know why. It's been on my shelves for what, like 7 years, so I need to get around to it. But the thing that puts me off, even though it's beautifully floppy and looks quite short, the font is like minuscule. Like, I need a magnifying glass to read it. Like, I would rather have a longer book with bigger font than a shorter book with smaller font. But I think this is like something to do with like a teenager who wakes up, doesn't know who he is. Bit like Jason Bourne, but for kids. Not kids, but like teenagers. Wait, is this set in the Second World War? I had no clue. I thought this was modern day. I genuinely thought that this was a modern day book. No way. That's actually completely changed my perspective of this. 16-year-old Will Starling is pulled from the sea with no memory of his past. In his blazer is a strange notebook with a bullet lodged inside. A bullet meant for him. As London prepares for the Blitz, Will soon finds himself pursued by vicious agents and a ruthless killer known as the Pastor. All of them want Will's notebook and will do anything to get it. As Will's memory starts to return, he realises he is no ordinary 16-year-old. He has skills that make him the match for any assassin. But there is something else. At his core, a deep-rooted rage that he cannot explain. Where is his family and why has no one reported him missing? Fighting for survival and with the help of MI5 agent in training, Anna Wilder, Will follows leads across London in a race against time to find the Stones of Fire before the next air raid makes it a direct hit and destroys London forever. That is, I would never ever have told you that that's what this book is about. Once again, another memory loss, Jason Bourne kind of situation. I just thought that the boy running on the front didn't look very like 1940s. I don't know, but I can see the planes now. I can see the planes. That's crazy. I had no clue that it was not set in like present day. Wow. Well, we learned something there. But I do need to read it. And I'm sure I will enjoy it because, I don't know, I enjoy that kind of like Jason Bourne-esque style books, like Alex Rider. I feel like it's the combination of the two, but set in 1940s. Like, it starts off in 1941. 84 years ago. Wow. Well, there you go. So that is my list. Let's have a look. There we go. There is 8 books on my TBR that have been there the longest. Some of them, like 10 years, 9 years I think was the longest in 2016. But definitely books I need to prioritise soon. If not, they just need to go because they have generally sat on my shelves collecting dust. But yeah, I thought I just needed to like do this video, get an actual representation of the oldest books on my TBR so that I'm more aware of them, have a little refresher of what they're about. Some of them, they completely surprised me. But yeah, let me know if you've read any of these and if there's any that you think I should prioritise. I feel like a lot of them though aren't like popular hyped books. They're just kind of books that I picked up in a bookshop for no reason, like on a whim, you know, like an impulse purchase. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you did and subscribe if you're new around here because I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon with a brand new video. Bye.